Good afternoon. The Board of Zoning Appeals meeting for 10/9 is now in session. I would like to start off by introducing the board. To my far left, I have Skip Sweeney and then Brian Falkowski. To my right, I have T.R. Hack and Todd Goling. To my very far right, I have Heather Freeman, the Township Zoning Inspector. Under the advice of our legal counsel, we ask that anyone speaking tonight must be sworn in. If you plan on speaking, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help me God. If so, say I do.
I do.
Please be seated. When representing your case or commenting, please come to the microphone and state your name and your address for the record. Heather, was the legal notice published in a timely manner?
Yes.
Thank you. We have one conditional use permit application tonight. A 3-vote majority is required for either approval or denial by the applicant. Let's see. The conditional use permit for application 2024-30 by Brittany Residential Incorporation, DBA Bright Day Community Center is requesting approval for a conditional use permit to operate an adult daycare center in accordance with the section 13.05 and 13.08. This is for the property located at 7757 Auburn Road, Unit 15 and 16, and being parcel number 08A020000036. Would you guys like to come up and present your case?
Good evening. My name is Amy Folliart. I live at 15152 Munn Road in Newbury, Ohio, 44065. I'm here to present for the conditional use permit for Bright Day Community Center at 7757 Auburn Road. We are a community center for adults with disabilities. We have 2 other locations currently. We're looking to expand for as many as between 10 and 25 individuals.
Do you guys have any questions?
Where are the other locations?
Oh, yes, we are in Chardon, across from the YMCA, so the address is 11777 Mayfield. We also have a location on Heisley Road in Mentor, right on the corner of Heisley and 20.
Okay.
Yes. Sort of behind the Walmart AAA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Were they not here already?
Right.
They were not. I think I did read, you guys are aware that there is an additional in the same building adult daycare.
Yes, the purpose is slightly different. We did actually watch the zoning meeting, and this gentleman works for the Lake County Board currently, and he is providing a service for employment, and I think he's helping folks with HAB services. Ours is very much recreation based and community, and kind of connecting folks in the community. We're hoping to work with folks specifically on the spectrum, so on the autism spectrum. So, and just providing recreation, community inclusion, a fun environment. We theme every day as a holiday, which is a different kind of a program mindset than the employment and volunteer work. So I think it actually would be complementary, which would be great.
It just seems like, are you a competitor of them, or?
That's the beautiful thing about human services. We don't compete.
Yeah. So basically,
we could be complementary actually,
right. So,
which would be very exciting.
I remember he came in here and it was literally a daytime adult for DD folks that would come in, and I'm assuming that's pretty much the same thing.
A slightly different populace in terms of what their interest is. So what he's trying to do is get folks who are wanting to be employed, and he's going to teach them job skills. He's going to go ahead and get them hooked up in volunteer opportunities. At least that's the information that I received. Where I'm coming from is more of a community inclusion, kind of getting folks connected meeting people, having opportunities to connect, visit the Starbucks, go over to Panera, that kind of thing. You have a plethora of fantastic parks around here, visiting the parks. The bonus to that is, and I have not spoken to him yet, but there are times and there are people who are interested in work, but not 5 days a week. So our hours are similar. On the surface, it looks the same. It really isn't going to be the same. There's a chance that someone's going to be working 3 days there, maybe even attending our program 2 days or 1 day, or vice versa. There could be someone who's attending our program who might think, maybe I want to work. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going near work. That's something that he's doing, and he's hooking people up with volunteer services. So I'm kind of excited. It really could be a complementary type of a situation, a win-win.
How many folks will you have daily there?
It's really going to depend. To open, and we're hoping to open in a few weeks, 4 or 5. We're hoping to get as many as 25, but it really depends on who's in there, because you really want to make sure that the space and the amount of team members supports whoever's there most effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would there be, I do recall and not to compare you to him,
No,
but
it's okay.
But he has had some vans for transportation. Will you have the same thing?
So I personally don't like doing transportation, except for when folks are there, transportation to fun places in the community. So we are going to have folks come in. You'll have a van drive through, drop people off, and then they're going to go ahead and leave. And then we're going to have a van park there to take people to Panera or to the park or to, it's going to be great, or Starbucks or wherever, depends on who likes what. And we'll make sure. Bowling, we're going to maybe meet up some folks, elsewhere in the community. We're going to do bowling. So it's that kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. How many staff do you need to?
I like having 2, so it's set up to where I could have 2 groups of 12 up to, and this is all approximate. I don't have that set up yet. It would be, I have 2 staff to start, and I'm looking to have 2 more staff. So it would be 4 staff to upwards of 20 some individuals. Yeah. But again, it varies depending. I don't want to be concrete about it, because it depends on who's in there.
And I don't know anything about the interior of that space. Is that it's built out? It's got bathrooms and all that stuff.
It does. It's actually it's very nice on the inside. It's set up where the middle room would be cubicles otherwise, and then there's office space around the corner, around the perimeter, and accessible bathrooms on the side. We're hoping to use that middle space for gross motor type activities, larger group activities, and then having smaller pods around the office.
So you're across the courtyard from them?
Yes.
Then, okay. I think it's there used to be an ODOT office there.
Oh.
Department of Transportation had that facility there.
Interesting. It was Sentry when most recently, and they did medical billing, I think.
Yeah.
Do you guys have plans to do anything outdoors?
We have plans to do things in the community. There's a lot of parks. There is some shared area, so there is that picnic table and I think that would be fair to use. We won't send everybody out in the. No. We would, maybe a couple people will have lunch there, but not as a whole. As a whole, we're hoping to be out in the community, in the different parks, at Starbucks.
Okay.
I keep saying Starbucks. It's not just that. I'm actually craving coffee right now. I'm very sorry. We don't just go to Starbucks, but there's a lot of really fun places in that area that have just built up, and so we're going to be touring there and connecting.
So the capacity of your customers?
Yeah.
Are any in wheelchairs, or they're obviously they're able to go to a park and walk, or
as of this exact moment, the small core of folks to start the program are not in wheelchairs. Mm-hmm. However, within Bright Day as a whole, we do have folks, some of whom ambulate by wheelchair. At this moment, those ladies and gentlemen have manual wheelchairs, and they transfer themselves. It is possible that we could do that. We would just make sure that the staffing would accommodate, and the bathrooms already accommodate. So it really, everything is, there's a little bit of a variance there.
So the van that you have.
It's actually a minivan.
Okay.
And the transfer, we fold up the chair, we flip it in the back. It's I've done it myself. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah. This one gentleman is fantastic about transferring in and out of the minivan. If it were to become an issue, Jason's very generous, and he would probably supply a car. Everything is very person-centered and very inclusive. So I don't have a design of wanting a big wheelchair van where you pile in a whole group of people. I don't like that model. I much prefer having a small group, having us really connect with people, and enjoy, the area businesses in a way that's more typical, more inclusive, I guess. And it wouldn't be as inclusive if you have a mob of people, from a van. It doesn't lend itself to that necessarily.
So it seems like there's a lot of different aspects that are kind of flowing as you grow, if this is approved.
Yes.
A question of, do you plan on growing into doing things outside? Because as it does stand in Concord, adult and children daycare centers do need a fence for anything outside. So does that seem like something?
We would not.
Okay.
We would not. No.
Not need a fence, or not be doing actual activities directly outside where it needs to be fenced in?
We would not. That area does not necessarily lend itself to that. So no, we would not. I would not encourage a big activity in the middle of a parking lot. I think that's just bad form.
Okay.
There's only one picnic table, so I do see us on occasion having one or two people having a lunch there, and I think that's fair. If there is another picnic table, we might have one or two people in a picnic table or in a couple of chairs but I think that's in the realm of what, but having a whole group of people, no, not in this environment, no.
Okay.
We might take a few people out and go to the area parks, and there's all kind, even here, there's a beautiful park right here where folks could maybe, play tennis or, do a
It's called
variety.
pickleball now.
Pickleball, okay, yes. Play pickleball, yeah. Right now they'd be with racquetball rackets until I get the pickleball. But we could do that for sure. But no, it doesn't lend itself to that well, so I wouldn't force something in a way that is not. Yeah.
Okay.
So would it be like, I'm just trying to, is it like, would they show up at the beginning of a work day
Yes.
and kind of use it as a home base? And then you're like, okay, now we're going to go to Skoke Meadow, we're going to walk the meadow, and then come back, have some lunch, and go out to Starbucks or something, and just...
So it would be a both and. So I actually have programs on the floor. So it would be, and we theme everything. Every day is a holiday. So I have a calendar where every day is, listed out as every holiday. And then, so we do 1 or 2 outings a day. So that is about right. And it would be before and after lunch. So you're correct there. It would be 2 or 3 people with one staff, and then the other staff stays back. And they're doing art classes and music and exercise classes and, learning about the daily holiday and that kind of thing. So it's a both and. So we have programming going so people aren't just sitting.
Cool.
So it's meaningful, but then we also have the outings as well. So, and it's all based on the theme and based on what's going on in that community. And so there are some moving parts.
Neat.
Thanks.
Do you guys have any more questions for her? No. Okay. I think if that is all, you are more than welcome to be seated.
I'm sorry?
If that is all from you, are more than welcome to be seated.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Heather, would you like to present a little bit on this application as well, or was it all?
Oh, I think everything was kind of covered. I was just going to give a background on where the property is, but I think you guys are all familiar.
Yeah.
This is near the roundabout at Capitol and Auburn Road. It's the site with the 4 buildings there. This unit is a 4,000 square foot existing office space in the south building on the end. There is shared parking there. I'm glad you talked about the outdoor stuff, because being with multiple tenants in that facility on that lot, safety would be a concern, if they were going to have organized activities outside. So, but no.
What was that one matter that was also in this parcel that was on tabled for a long time, and now I don't know if it was removed.
That was Mr. Viviani, and he withdrew.
Randy Viviani.
Yeah. And then this property sold
Yes.
to someone else, so that's
Okay.
the matter. So
There's no pending other
Alright, so that's not even
variances or anything
pending.
on this
Okay.
property, yeah, no.
that one was that cooked for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of years.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Is there anyone else here speaking for or against this conditional use permit? Okay. If there are no further questions, the public hearing for this application 2024-30 is closed to the public. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the conditional use permit 2024-30 Brittany Residential Corporation DBA Bright Community Center, requesting the approval for a conditional use permit to operate an adult daycare center in accordance to section 13.05 and 13.08. This is for the property located at 7757 Auburn Road, unit 15 and 16, and being parcel number 08-A-020-0-0-0-036-0.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion from the board about this?
I think it's a great idea.
It's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, then the question is on if there is a approval of the conditional use permit 2024-30. Yes vote is for the approval of the conditional use permit, and a no vote denies the conditional use permit. Heather, can you call the votes?
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes?
Mr. Goling?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Falkowski?
Yes.
And Ms. Skarkar?
Yes. The yeas have it, and the conditional use permit is approved. So next on the agenda is, we do not have any meeting minutes on the agenda for approval. So
Congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, you go.
You seem like you're always very happy. You seem like you're always very happy.
Thank you.
He's helping people.
I love my
Put that
job. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Good
take
luck.
care.
Thank you.
the next meeting will be Wednesday, November 13th of 2024, and the meeting for the Board of Zoning Appeals is now adjourned.
We didn't even have any minutes to go over, did we?